be a Lego piece, not an actual Lego piece.
Because they have like the larger turbos, the ones,
Yeah.
but without essentially. That's just weird. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the T.O.A Podcast. I am your host, Onvermel, and I'm sitting here today with Ek. How's it going?
Oh, not too bad. I got lots of drugs here. Well,
Yes,
not
we
really.
got a lovely Ruru Nar.
I got a boatload of
Rurus,
Rurus of the red and silver variety.
which we have dubbed narcotics. That's
drugs.
drugs. Long story, explained someday later, maybe. First off, let me apologize for the lack of podcast last week. Adult life and work, can kind of get in the way of things sometimes.
That adult life.
And when
so
your schedule
adulting.
doesn't work out with your brother's schedule, and you just
And when his two brothers work at the same job.
Yeah, that's true. So
It's not like, oh,
there's
this
a
other
reason that
brother's
wasn't
busy.
there.
I'll just use that other brother. Oh wait, they have the same job.
Yeah, exactly. But whatever it is, we should be able to get back on track now, unless I forget to upload this. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Today, we definitely want to talk a little bit Bionicle, a little bit on the Bionicle high, since the launcher comparison video came out. Very happy with how that turned out. Got actually pretty good views. Got some subscribers out of it. I was very pleased. I bet none of them are going to watch this, but that's okay. That's fine.
As long as you click the link and add to the stats, it's all you need to do.
What I just need to do is now come up with more dumb Bionicle ideas to get views.
Hey, maybe this whole podcast could be about dumb Bionicle ideas.
Jeez, that was a segue that we totally didn't plan 100%, never ever.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
Buzzing from your house.
That's the dryer.
Oh. 1 second. Okay, now that the laundry's taken care of, it's fine, we're back. Well, not actually taken care of, but it's whatever. 1 second. I had a hiccup wants to come up, but it's not quite working. Shut up, laundry. I hope that doesn't come up on the audio. That'd be annoying. But, yes, dumb Bionicle ideas. Do I have many? Maybe. Are you ever going to see them? Maybe. I mean, let's be honest. One of the dumbest there's dumb things we've done with Bionicles. There's some really weird, there's dumb plots we've had with Bionicles, such as the whole Dark Cow narcotics. That's stupid. It's the best stupid thing I ever came up with.
I heartily agree that it was both stupid and great.
However, if you want really dumb ideas, this was something we discussed on a podcast that we recorded. However, I had my mic plugged in as headphones the whole time, so not a little scrap of audio was recorded. It wasn't a great podcast, but on the trail end of things, we were talking that if I ever get to 100, basically I was like, okay, if I can get so many likes or so many subs in this next video, I'll do something stupid. And the things I had listed were have each of the T.O.A face their own elements. So dunk Galley in water, freeze Kopaka, bury Anua in dirt, burn Tahu, put Liwa in front of a fan, and then chuck a rock a plot, And I was saying, if I ever get to I was like, okay, at 100 subs, I'll do the Galley and Anua one, and 150, I do this. I was saying, if the last podcast, like the podcast that we didn't record, I was like, okay, this gets 100 likes, or I get 100 subscribers, or I get 100 something.
Of anything.
Because
100 thumb down.
Anything, I was going to burn Tahu on camera. Because I was like, there's no way that's going to happen. So it'd be a threat. It would be a promise I would never have to keep. But I will say this: if I ever get to 100 subscribers, I'll do something either for some of the T.O.A or all the T.O.A. Because if I could, let's say, get 100 subs within the next month, maybe then I'll burn Tahu. But if I get 100 subs by
2 years from
let's
now.
say summer next year, okay, maybe I'll bury Nua in the dirt and drop a rock in a Pohatu. If you're wondering, yes, I do have extra copies of all the T.O.A.
They're not that hard to acquire.
Not for. I mean, I have 4 Pohatus. I have 4 Anuas built right now. 3 Pohatus, I think, and 2 of all the others, except for Kopaka. I think I have 3 of him. Because I have my original one. I got the one that you got me with the CD-ROM canister, and then I just ended up getting another one as well.
Yeah, when you find loose lots of Bionicles at the thrift store, yeah, there's usually a T.O.A mat or 3.
It doesn't help. They also, once you have a bunch of them, you don't need that many other parts for them, in all honesty. You might need a sword from Kopaka, the feet from body. It's weird. Anu is the most useful one, and he's the one I have the most of still built.
It's because he's black.
It's because I've also ordered so many other bodies I haven't needed to scrap them yet. But yes, black's always useful. And the dark gray might have a use for someday.
It's not like we need gears, many gears in Mox. 1 or 2, yeah, sure, but
at this point, no, not really. I have plenty of the large. Actually, there was a point where I was updating all my T.O.A to have large gears and I needed them, but since then I've gone enough.
You don't use gears for the function. Use them for aesthetics sometimes.
Yeah, well, yes, but even then it's like if I ever upgrade UFO, I may need a bunch of gears. I do need I have a Bionicle named UFO because it's a color scheme of the Lego theme of UFO, so his name's just UFO.
Maybe not a dumb
One of these days, I might actually have to talk about all the system Bionicles and how I came from, how I came to the conclusion of being this character. Like, why is the Black one a ninja, and so on. Because I feel like that could be a conversation that we could have actually maybe next time.
Yes.
If you guys care. I actually have pictures of these, pretty much all these guys, so I can actually show you guys what I'm talking about too. But anyways, with burning Tahu, even though I have extra, and I was thinking, you know what? Even having a Tahu that's most like I'd probably put him out like halfway being melted and burnt, and that'd be like, you know, that'd be kind of an interesting display piece, I think. It's like, what's that? Oh, it's a toy that I set on fire for likes and views and clout. It's fine.
Worth $20 right there.
I feel like there'd be that one person out there be like, you know what? I'll give you $100 for it. Why? Because I don't want to burn my own Tahu, but I want it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's someone out there like that. I'd feel bad about burning the pink eyes and the How. The How would be the part that I'd feel bad about burning. The rest
you already have a really, really beat up How, so maybe just one last go with this How.
I could probably hunt.
There's another stupid idea we did. We painted something, and then we scraped off the paint.
This was the most interesting, probably, Bionicle piece that's had a life, because back in the day, before, like, right around 2003, you know, How 1 has Jala, no one else does, you know, kind of expensive for us younger T.O.A. And so one of us had an extra Tau mask from a mask set, and we know the red How, and so I ended up getting possession of it. And my brain was like, you know what? I can break the Kama and no Kama, combine them together and make a T.O.A and a Jala. I think I got a painted blue, a black Picard that was painted blue from Daniel, because he had it originally until he got his T.O.A. And then what I did was I got my dad to paint a red How yellow, and the paint that he used was such a good paint job, like the best paint job, because I remember. Like everyone basically compared How 1's yellow How to it. Finally, we talked about How 1 and the How to it, and they were like the color was like on point. The layering of paint was on point.
The paint job itself was wonderful.
Like you could tell from what I remember, maybe I was younger and I couldn't tell the difference, but I remember looking like 98% accurate. It was like the best paint job. Pretty much, like had the.
You'd have to look pretty much at the underside of the mask, and even then, it was still. It was decent. Really good.
And you know, I had that mask for a while, but eventually, I did trade it to, I believe, Zacta, and Zacta had you scrape off the yellow paint, if I'm correct.
Yes.
And so originally, it was just the front that had no paint, so the back had yellow paint.
The back, no, I got like. Did you get half? Side, yeah, half of it was yellow,
and
like,
half
literally
was red.
Down the middle, half yellow, half red, just because I figured it was too much work to get all the yellow.
Especially for some part of the mask. So it's like, you know, it's scraped off. So it's not even glossy anymore. It's got like this rough texture, more like of a beat up Metroid mask.
Which is kind of cool in its own right.
But that's not where this ended.
No.
Because
not at all.
Later in, 2009 or something, the Lost T.O.A had gone a large batches of Bionicle, and we were helping piece stuff together, and he had almost a complete Trogan Doom Nivok, minus like the mask and like I think 2 claws. And I really wanted Trogan Doom, so I got it off of him. And so to make a mask that I didn't have, I basically grabbed the How and originally just like Sharpie black onto the top of the mask to kind of emulate it. But it didn't stop there. Then I chopped off a little bit to the side, like around the whiskers to hollow out to get kind of the cheeks like Trogan. But then I also decided to cut out the nose area, like between the eyes, to get the one slit like Trogan. And that was. Then I think the black slowly worn off. It seemed much better.
That mask is pretty fragile too at this point.
It's kind of bendy a little bit. I mean, we also have a Picard that was like painted like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I don't know how many, because it went from like black to blue, then back to black, then we painted it silver, and then I think we painted it black again or something.
No, I think it's silver in its current state.
So it was black, blue, black, silver.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it brown? It was brown at some point.
Before the silver, I think. It was because we brought it back to black at one point.
Yeah.
And then we made it brown. Then we made it silver, or something like that. It went through. We just this one. This is basically when we discovered spray paint could paint Barnacle stuff, which on its own, sometimes that was dumb ideas with spray painting all the Barnacle stuff. Because sometimes it'd be like, oh, I'll spray paint this piece black because I don't have two of them.
You have one white foot, one black foot. Hey, I got black spray paint here now. I got
Almost
two
every
black
piece
feet.
we've spray painted, at some point later, I have wished I did not spray paint it. The only piece that I can remember not being annoyed about is T.O.A legs. I've spray painted tan one silver and orange one black, and I don't regret those.
And of course, the gray one's black.
For Onvermel, naturally. And that was actually
Zero regrets from this man here.
Because I also didn't spray paint the ball part. I should have done... It was nice being gray because it matched the silver with the original Onvermel. Because he had silver armor. But when I turned him metallic black, dark gray would have looked better.
Indeed.
But, that wasn't a dumb idea.
But it wasn't smart.
No.
Maybe.
But if you want to come across a dumb idea, maybe not like dumb in the traditional sense of where you just shake your head. Picture this. You see get as many mana as you can get on the same frequency. I think it's 4. Or 5. Or is it 5 you can get on the same frequency?
I mean, the little thing, it only shows like there's 1, 2, 3 stages, but...
Okay, so get 3 manas.
Well,
get the Macarena. And watch him dance. I wanted to do this for such a long time.
Well, there's 3 channels.
But you can...
How many could actually get the same signal?
That's a good point. I'm wondering, how many manas can you get to do the Macarena? And how quickly would you get copyright strike? I'm really curious about this. But I really want to do that one. And since now you and me have 4 together, hopefully Zacta will be opening up his the holidays. So we'll be upwards of 6 manas that we can get to dance to synchronization.
Just if we hooked up all 4.
To be honest,
be fun to watch.
I know your 1 is a little bit slower than the rest. At least you're doing a new one.
Let's just say one side is slower because this likes to go in circles.
Because you can do backwards both the same speed, essentially.
Backwards, yes, fine, but when it goes forward, it definitely likes to list one way.
Got a bit of a limp.
I think both of mine are like that. One's just way more pronounced than the other.
To be honest, I feel like anything with manas, you can make a lot of stupid YouTube videos with manas just because they're a little more controlled crabs that can crawl under beds. There's a lot of potential there. The only thing I wish manas could do would have light up eyes.
I bet you someone can make it happen.
No, probably. Probably wouldn't actually be that hard. Get some of those custom, light up.
All you need is one of those old 9-volt battery boxes.
I'm saying there's enough, free space around the face with extra studs. It wouldn't be that hard to probably hook something up. I would hope. But, honestly, I feel like... not a dumb idea, which I'm not sure this was a dumb idea, was deciding to kick Vezok in the launcher video. I kicked him, because I haven't released the other tests yet, but I kind of kicked Vezok a few times, in all honesty. I'm not worried about spoiling it, because only 5 people are going to watch this, and more people are going to watch that, so I'm not spoiling it for anyone. So I'm part of me's I don't kick Bionicles very much. That's how you break pieces. Nah, now he looks like he was played with like a child, because I didn't have him when I was a kid. So now he looks more like the condition of a lot of those other guys.
Well, it's not like you did break any pieces.
Nah, that we know of.
It might be a little stuffed.
Not really. Really just got my boots and that was about it. He has a soft spine. He had a good landing, I'm sure. Now, Zacta would probably be thinking of dumb ideas when he threw Kopaka against the wall. He broke, I believe, his...
a limb broke.
Was this an arm or his shield arm broke?
I think it was...
Or was it his sword arm?
Sword arm.
Maybe did the broken gray one then.
I'm pretty sure, it was definitely the sword arm.
So, he broke his
Zacta,
sword
correct us if we are wrong.
Please correct us if you're wrong. So, he broke a sword arm, allegedly. Your Tao broke a sword.
That's just from rough play.
My Tao broke his left arm. My Patu broke both his ankles.
We're blaming that on a minifig.
And I believe Zacta also had a white Bork break on a limb.
The white Bork was interesting, though, because we were playing it outside in the snow, and there was snow, and you just picked up and just sort of I remember it just twisted it. It didn't snap or anything.
Kind of just peeled off.
Yeah, it kind of peeled off. Actually, Bionicles in snow reminds me of another dumb
That was
idea.
a really dumb idea. Is this the one where you and Zacta had Fantokaliwa and Shirox in snowmen and then toppled them over?
Yes, but it didn't end there.
Yes, it got worse.
Because we left them overnight.
So they froze, which, you know what,
No,
okay.
It's during that spring where it's kind of warmer
So let me
and
guess.
colder.
You guys made the adult decision, take out the hunk of ice and let it melt.
No.
What? Oh, no.
We
what did you
chipped
do?
it out of the way with a butter knife. That Xerox has some of my worst to condition Bionicle
It's
pieces.
weird looking back. The thing is, I kind of did that with my Fantoka Pohatu because I wanted to join in the fun.
And I'm including all my broken line sockets.
My Fantoka Pohatu, who I also did that with, because I was a little tag-along little brother at that point. I just kind of did my own thing. He's in very similar shape too. Like, all his orange parts and like some of the shoulder parts, oof, those are not in good shape. That is also, I would say, one of the dumbest ideas we've done. Where it's just like, yeah, that was
dumb but fun.
Don't get me wrong, if I freeze Kopaka, I'm not chiseling him out like that. I'm just going to let him thaw. Or I'll leave him in the freezer.
Maybe another dumb outdoor thing that we did. It was during summer.
Kind of like bury a mask.
Well, we left, I remember leaving, what's his name? Voltraz out in this dirt pit that we have. And it rained overnight. And now he's like got this speckled dust all over him, and a few others.
But things outside was also bare Magna, so
it worked like it was cool that he was all dirty and grimy because he felt like a bear. A
little bit after that, we basically grabbed like 12 bombs each for some sort of like grand outside tournament thing, and they were left in that tree for way too long. Like Defron, I believe for Matorn, I had like, which Matorn did I have? I don't know. I had a bunch of. We all had a bunch of them, and I know some of them like Malum had bird poop on him. Malum had bird poop. Defron got a little bit of bird poop. And like everyone was just a little bit grimy. The bird poop's gone, but they still have like Malum to this day still has like dirty grime on him, which is fine for Malum. But
I'm pretty sure I kind of cleaned my Voltraz at one point later in life.
But you didn't try that hard, I think.
I mean, a lot of it just did slowly fall off and get cleaner in some sense.
But the funny thing about that, like leaving Bionicles outside was, I remember this was like the summer of, I don't know, 2008 or something. Around that time, maybe even about that time. And our dad was just rotor tilling the backyard because we had a decent yard, for living in town. We had
a whole half acre.
We had a back vegetable garden for such, and every year our dad's rotor tilling it. And I remember he basically had me and Zach to, I don't know if you were there. Basically, like he wanted us to see something, and we're just like, is either of this yours? And he has a infected painted Kakama that we had.
This was not a dumb idea because it turned out great.
Well, the thing is, this was a painted Kakama to look infected that it just kind of vanished, and we didn't know what happened to it. And apparently, it was in the garden. At some point, I do vaguely I remember after that going, I had a vague recollection of playing with Bionicles outside briefly, but we have no idea how it got in the garden. But now it's like, it's still kind of, I think it has a little bit of the dirt on it. Very mild, but it was just like, we found a dirty infected mask in the garden. This also was a really nicely painted infected mask, like surprising.
Like, it was really well done.
But
we tried to do it again with a mirror with much less
Well, the thing is, it was originally painted green, but it was like a dark green, so it didn't quite match proper green. So I was like, okay, well, because it doesn't match my Leo, or Zacta was like, it doesn't match Leo, so let's just make it infected, and for whatever reason, it just turned out it was a nice, clean, infected paint job. And like I said, the mirror we did, not so much, because the dark red didn't work when affected. But
yeah.
One thing is, like, playing with Bionicles outside is kind of dumb, because you can easily lose stuff as stone. But at the same time, discovering a mask in the dirt while buried treasure, that was kind of exciting.
Of all the masks, like, this one probably blended in.
That's probably why I got lost outside.
But the fact that our dad saw it.
Well, road tilling, it probably might have got caught and just, like, flinged out for all we know.
The fact that it survived.
Yeah, that was the thing I always got me, is, like, it didn't get complete. I don't know if it was, like,
he may have, like, spotted it to the side or something, or, like, maybe he didn't actually.
I don't know if it was in the. I know he was rotor tilling, but I don't know if he rotor tilled it.
Yeah.
And I doubt he'd remember this, so I don't think I could ask him. I don't think our dad cataloged every moment that he found Lego in the garden, which was all twice, I think.
No, that's definitely more of a basement shtick to find Lego hiding in places.
I mean, that's where I found my old whip from my Bull Knight set.
A few things went missing down there. Some things still are.
Our dad found, I know, a whip I'd missed, a pirate sword I'd lost. My sister found a little tiny little blue bear I'd lost, and she kind of kept it.
A little purple wolf Onvermel here. He lost a lot of things.
You and Mithra, man, someone just seemed to take my stuff and just like not really have guilt about it. I mean, you guys are something like say, okay, this is gonna be a little bit of a side tangent because I have to put this on the record for the world, all 7 people of you who are listening.
Curses, this is out.
So, one Halloween time, there was like Smarties, which is a Canadian candy. You Americans, you might have heard of it.
You have Smarties too, but not like us.
But on the box, like for like 2 years on the boxes. Every box had like a slightly different back, where it was like a train car to like a train by that big. The front and back of an engine out of 2 boxes, and then 2 boxes to make a monkey. They were all monkey related. There's 2 pieces for caboose. So I think there was like 12 to 14 different backs you could have. And the least common were the engine and the cabooses. And I'd gone the front of an engine one Halloween night. And I remember very specifically having it, and Ek here being like, "Oh, cool, that's really cool." Mom tells us all to go to bed. Next morning, that box isn't in my pile. It's in X pile, and I know the little rat had it. And do you know what our older sister Mithra does? She defended him, going like, "No, that was his the whole time." And I'm like, "You lying people! That was mine." And the other thing is, no one cared because to point to my parents, it was just a cardboard box. But I'm like, that was my special Smarties box, and you stole it, and you had that in your room forever. I'm never gonna let you forget that, by the way.
I regret nothing, mostly because I barely remember the incident.
It's one of those incidents I'll never let you forget.
And for me, it was just Tuesday.
Yeah, but it's also like the most memorable Halloween memory I have, probably. But going back to
Stupid and Bionicles.
Welcome back to our program, Stupid and Bionicle. Have you ever played bowling with Bo-Rock?
This is Solek.
That's a different kind of stupid Bionicle.
Oh.
Well, like, have you ever played bowling with Bo-Rock?
I'm pretty sure we did.
Yes, we did, many times down a hallway. They didn't work
Which would
very well.
explain why a lot of our face plates are pretty scratched.
And we also were just rough kids playing, but
yeah, early.
We did throw them around enough times. Looking at it, I don't really have any broken Bo-Rock pieces, but
I believe I had a Gallox hand to have the little pin. Right?
Yeah,
but
you did.
It was good because the hole
was close enough.
The pinhole is only off by one thing, so a blue pin axle in there, and it looks pretty much normal.
And it could still fold up, so it was fine. Yeah, that was like the only. Honestly, all things considering, outside like the first wave of T.O.A, we didn't have that many broken Bionicle pieces.
Another stupid thing that involved the outdoors also involved the balcony.
What, throwing them off it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
I mean, this had to be tested by the Galador Nick first.
That was fun. He deserved it.
It had to be tested again.
And again. We did 4 drops with him or something. Like, on the cement. We have a cement path beneath our balcony leading to the front door.
You could hit the garden, the little flower garden. You could hit the sidewalk.
Were we dropping Matoran? Because they were venturing outside, and I think
that's what it started as. First it was Matoran venturing outside. Yeah.
It was like one of the few main outdoor Bionicle games that we did. And things just kind of ended up out there. I know we dropped the Madamator, the 2003 Madamatoran on the cement. I think one of them hit him pretty good. I think my Hafu did. Because that Hafu had that crack in the shoulder. I'm assuming it was from that. I mean, that Hafu...
That's how one of your Pohatu ankles broke?
Nope. They were both broken far before that. My first one I don't know how it broke, but the second one I
remember I stepped on one Bionicle at some point and nothing broke. I just stepped on Purple Wolf's something and nothing's actually broken, or maybe someone's shoulder broke. Oh wait,
whose shoulder broke?
No, it was a hip.
Whose hip?
The Sendox.
Right, you step on Cretaceous and you broke his. This is also the same outdoor game that preceded that was right before the poop incident with the guys in the trees. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of stuff happened outdoors. It was not a good day for staying in good condition for Bionicle. That outdoor game basically springboard my whole universe with Onvermel, because that was basically Onvermel was born the day before that everybody ventured outside, and after the
whole Bionicle collection came outside.
It was basically we had a few made-ups. I built a couple T.O.A.
Made-up is little kid term,
and pretty much everybody went out. All the toys went outside, almost, not quite, but a lot of them. Epic Game happened, and by the time it was over, there was a purge of creations where all of a sudden now T.O.A game built in a bunch of pieces. It was now there was a bunch of pieces. It was mocks now, and this was the last grand hurrah of Bionicle, really, and it led to a few other games, but that was the final
the final game,
the final great game, which basically had a 3-part series. It was the outdoor series, the Rise of Orange and Black series, and then the finale with the face. Is essentially what it kind of was. There was a few things that tailed off. I tried doing stuff.
Because definitely at that point, our games, we'd play a game and then we'd stop and we'd play a new game, but it's continuing the story. That was before.
That was the only time we ever had a story arc of games. Probably because we did this a little bit older than we should have, but it's fine. We won't say how old we were. But that was
older than the recommended age.
However,
probably.
that also led to another dumb thing. Was
I will
the
say that
basement
I
was going to say that led to the basement being infested with Bionicles, Makuda's hanging off the roof, and our dad having enough of it. And our poor younger sister, the seventh T.O.A, her friends had to. My sister's like, no, you don't believe how crazy my brothers are. Come down to the basement. There was many occasions where
rafters were great things.
I miss having rafters.
Just circling back a little bit, I will say that I did feel bad about stepping on your little
Cretaceous.
Cretaceous.
Well, especially then we didn't have extra body parts for people. I mean, for me, it wasn't the worst because he was one of the more mad Bionicles.
And we did manage to make light of it. Like
he had a crutch for a while, I think, or at least a walking stick.
Personality came out of it that was able to soften the blow of breaking this
I
somewhat
don't think I was mad. I think it was just like, okay.
I think you're more like, and there goes another one.
I think I was annoyed, but I definitely wasn't mad.
You were exasperated.
But I feel like I also probably laughed about it like very quickly after. It wasn't like being pissed at you for like a day and then getting over it.
No, you weren't. You were just adult enough to not be just.
But at the same time, he's broken. Because let's be honest, this is the outdoors. Everything went. It was wild. It was crazy.
And we did manage to sort of, with a few pieces.
I think I was surprised about because you stepped him in the dirt and the dirt was kind of soft. I think I was surprised that it broke him because you didn't step him on that hard. I don't think.
Or maybe I did. Apparently.
I mean, we were in shoes, so it's really hard to tell. That whole bring stuff outside is kind of crazy. You know, like bring toys outside that weren't meant to be outside.
I recently brought a few Bionicles outside to take some pictures for our dear How-One, and I was like, this brings back some good memories of some stupid stuff we did.
So the only time I have pictures of a Bionicle outside is when I built a Dragon Rider on top of Dragon and took pictures of him outside on the balcony, but But these are just kind of stupid, less intelligent, childlike things that we've done. Nothing like burning Tahoe like ideas nowadays.
That's adult stupid.
This is more so, how do I get internet clout? Which is a whole different level of stupid. You've seen the internet people. You've seen the YouTubers. You've seen the TikTokers. There's a lot of stupid stuff out there.
But none of them have set Tahoe on fire.
Do you know what would be the most evil, stupid thing to do?
Unless someone hears this and decides to do it just to spite you.
Actually, when it comes down to stupid things, what is kind of a stupid thing is spray painting silver Kenobi for mask sets. We've only done it to, I think, a couple. I bit the bullet and did it to one to try painting one yellow, I believe. I did it on a silver, right? Or those are Hookie Brown. I was thinking about doing it on silver. But I know Zach had painted a silver purple.
Well, you have a Miro painted silver.
But it's a green one that's painted silver. So
still, you can get silver Miros.
But the shade of silver and the back of the, but I'm like, the idea of like painting an actual more valuable Bongo piece is like, that's kind of stupid. Or I know we've chopped. Well, like I know, like even like system, we've chopped up like more of that. Oh, what? I feel like I chopped up something that was kind of valuable. Going, oh, what was it though? I swear I've chopped up something of like that I had like 3 or so of. So I was like, okay, I have enough. I can bite the bullet and paint this. Or I don't remember. I know there's something. Now, the thing is, if I really want to find stupid stuff...
Oh, yes, it's a trans orange cow.
Yes! Those things are, like, what, $50 easy?
Easy.
Especially in good condition. I decided to paint in the visor. Because I needed
No regrets.
No regrets. I think I only have 2 of them, actually. But I was like, you know what? I took my worst condition one, my original one, and painted that one. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to regret this. Because it looks really good. It looks really nice.
Especially on the character. And what it represents.
Stalker is another one of those system-based Bionicle characters, which I'm gonna have. Okay, next time I'm over here in 2 weeks, I definitely gonna have to, I think, talk about that. Put that down in my imaginary notepad. Boop, there we go. It's in the imaginary notepad. I also want to, but now if you want to get to adulthood stupid decisions. Look at any Lego piece that's worth like over $10 that I've spent a bunch on. I just got a disc today that was like, what, $24?
I would kind of just saying buying 50 of these Rurus is kind of stupid.
No, that was definitely needed.
There is a purpose.
That I may never get to, but
But it's kind of a stupid purpose.
I need to fill that semi-trailer somehow.
But on the other hand, what person doesn't like just have a huge handful of the same mask. Just say, yeah, I got a huge
It's
pile
like
of
when you
this.
have 1 or 2 of one, it's amazing. When you have like 6 or 7, it's kind of meh. But when you get like 20 plus, then it gets cool again. It's like, but like if you really want to think of stupid ideas, just look at like the money I've spent on some Bionicle things. Previously, I'm like, some of this is like, yeah, I spent over $100 on a single piece. Probably when I say, or buy all the okay, Krata isn't as stupid because you can make a lot of that money back. Buy a bunch of Krata sets, get what you need, and then sell the rest. Those will sell.
Because there's some other stupid sucker out there trying to get a bunch of Krata.
But they're not buying just sets from us. They're just buying individual ones. They can do it that way.
Who's the clever one now?
Don't get me wrong.
Him.
I think I'm probably next year. I'm going to see if I can save money to do that again. Basically, buy a bunch of Krata, see what I can get, and then sell them again. Just like I don't have the money for that. A little tiny. It was a little spendy the last little while. A little spendy.
I heartily concur.
Was anyone on Bionicle? Well, I bought the other boys' Bionicle shirts for the videos, so...
Yes.
Yes, someone was Bionicle. And then I guess there's that mask. Another disc. And all the other masks. Many masks.
All these
So if you guys...
videos.
But I was going to say, if you guys have any ideas of videos you want to see, like I know there's not very many people who are actually going to comment on this or even like see this, but like
definitely none who've listened all the way through.
Like to like General Pitbull or like How One. If you guys like have like ideas for videos like Bionicle related, specifically Bionicle related, even just other related Lego related, but preferably Bionicle. If you have ideas, let me know because I'm like. I have ideas when I'm not ready to do a video, and then I get home from work, and then I forget what it was. I have a bad habit of not writing stuff down, because that sounds like work.
Sometimes it's really easy to forget something. You're just walking from point A to B, and you see something.
You're like, ooh, that'll work. And then you go, and then like 5 minutes later.
No, it's not what I mean. It's like, you have a nice thought. Okay, I have to do this. You're walking to A to B. And then halfway through, you see this other thing, and like, oh, look at that. And then like, wait, where the heck was I even going?
That's me when I play Minecraft.
What's B?
No, but yeah, no, it's like definitely. I do want to do more videos in person, recording with stuff. A couple things I want to get to for that first. I mean, I was super lucky I was able to use the space that I did for the launcher video. I had a very lucky person who was able to help me with that. But yeah, this I think was a nice Bionicle chat. Nice, kind of interesting, going down memory lane a little bit. I know a few of the things we've touched on before, but in different lengths and details. But no, this is fun. Like I said, if you guys got ideas for videos, I don't mind taking the idea. Will I ever get to it? No guarantee, but it's nice to have the option. And yeah, this has been fun. Any closing thoughts, my dear Eck?
I think we should do some more stupid stuff. We just need to make it cool and video it.
So get some, RPGs. Not sitting down RPGs, but the ones that shoot.
Okay, I guess.
Like, what were the stupidest things people on on TikTok use? What's the dumbest thing? I know. We'll do that. I'll create a Bionicle TikTok dance. That's never going to happen. Thanks for joining us today. I have been your host, Onvermel. This has been the T.O.A Podcast, and we are retiring from the night.